Now, sometimes reinvention is about really changing the positioning and the messaging and the marketing of the brand. Sometimes you've evolved so much in your belief system or in what you really care about that you want to change the mentality of the way that you have been positioned in the market. But other times, life circumstances have changed, your goals have changed, and perhaps you want to consider a different business model that allows you to achieve the goals at hand that matter most to you in this season. And this is why it's so important to understand that there's no right or wrong. There's only what's right or wrong for you in that season of business or life that you are in. So let's dig in and talk a little bit. First thing first, what I want to do is I want to go over the 6 companies that I have, and I want to explain the difference in the model in terms of the way that we are building the business in these different companies. And as I go, what I'm going to do is I want to talk a little bit about kind of the pros and cons of these different models, because I think being specific and giving an example as I go is going to be really helpful for you as you think about your business, your brand, and what direction you want to take your business in. Let's start off with the business advisory. So for those of you that don't know the business advisory, this is my original company. It was formerly Kelly Roach Coaching. This is where we do very high touch, high performance coaching and consulting to teach entrepreneurs how to build and scale their companies online. This is what I would like to call a done with you model. And it's done with you in our particular circumstance because the type of coaching and consulting that we do is extremely hands-on. This is very high ticket. This is a $30,000 to $80,000 investment to work with us, and we are literally in the trenches, side by side, hand in hand with each one of our clients. Although we run both group programs and one-to-one coaching and consulting, every single customer is assigned to a strategist, and they are working privately with a strategist in conjunction as they are going through the group programming. And this is why I call this a done with you, because we are not running a scalable company from the standpoint of we can put thousands of people in this container and deliver the same result with no interference to the customer experience without adding staff. It is very, very important to understand that if you are providing a high ticket, done with you service like this, that you have to make a very discerning and definitive decision about how large of a staff you want to run. And then you have to back into what revenue objective you can achieve providing a level of exceptional service that does not interfere with the customer experience. Okay? There are both pros and cons to the done with you model. The pro of the done with you model is that it can be run at a high margin and can be run at a high ticket, which means you do not need to run a lot of customers in order to do millions of dollars of business. The con of a done with you model is that it is very heavy and expensive to run. Now, you might say those two things that you just shared are conflicting. You said that it was a high profit model and you also said it's expensive. Yes, these two things can live simultaneously. But the problem with this model is that if you are not an experienced leader and you are not an experienced business builder, then you're going to hit some roadblocks and some challenges in the process of scaling a business like this, because you need to have experience leading and managing teams. And the big con of a business model like this is that you are going to ultimately be carrying the weight of the people doing service delivery. And in order to make this business model sustainable, you have to have a very, very strong sales and marketing team that can produce enough to carry the expense of having all of the infrastructure, the technology, and the people that is needed to do this. This model, while very lucrative, while very impactful, what I love so much about this model and why I built my initial business this way is that the level of transformation that you can create in people is uncontested. It's undeniable.